All right, welcome back, everybody. Semi-Pro Film Show. Today we are
Yes,
completing
real
the.
quick. Shut up, man. This is my impression of Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, man,
Pretty good, right?
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So we're watching Civil War.
Yep.
Not the
AI
um
generated poster movie.
right or the American History Times War from
Right.
1800s and such.
Yeah. When I was looking for Captain America: Civil War on the completely legitimate Disney Plus, the movie that kept popping up was Civil War, the one from 2024 that used Midjourney to make its posters. And people were
Oh,
upset about. It's the one that fat Breaking Bad guy, Fat Ed
right,
Sheeran.
right. Fat Damon, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, Fat Damon. And Ed Sheeran. Who cares? I'm gonna count us down from 3. Go ahead and get your movie loaded up. We're gonna watch it together. It's gonna be lovely.
I think
Um,
it would be my life of Captain America Civil War dog shit.
right.
All right, run it up, man.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Thanks, Arion.
Yeah, it's weird that they had the official Disney Plus
Yeah, it's
release
weird.
of this. That's just
Oh, this is when the Russos were really into their big timestamps. They use
I like
this.
the big text. I like the big
I
text
do
on the
too,
screen.
actually. I like it a lot. It's just weird to
Yeah,
introduce that in the third movie in your trilogy.
right. It's not really their trilogy.
They did 2 of the 3.
Yeah, it's mostly theirs. There are only two men,
It's true.
Though there might be a third one. Who knows? Maybe they're just maybe the two of them they're just the faces. There's a secret
There's
third
a
Russo
secret
brother that's
third.
he's pulling the strings.
One
He's
of them's
actually
a conjoined
holy
twin.
crap, just a he's just a head on one of their
Yeah,
shoulders.
he's a mole.
Yeah, pretty funny.
The scene doesn't look nearly as cool as it did last movie.
This guy's fucking screaming a lot.
Yeah, man.
It's relaxed.
What did he call him?
It's crazy how long
Homecoming, a homecoming look.
it's like a weapon that Spider-Man is in this movie. It's like a weapon that Spider-Man, and then
Man, the MCU used to have so much sauce, dude.
yeah.
I saw a new Captain America um last
What's that?
weekend. The middle of it's real good, I think, but the beginning and end are really bad. So it averages out at like fine. It's the
Right.
weirdest sequel to the Incredible Hulk I've ever seen in my life.
Mm,
Um but yet there's no sauce to that movie.
yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I wasn't expecting any. Didn't look
There's some
very
scenes that looks
saucy, you
really
know.
cheap too.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about like CGI cuz I get like it's not a budget issue with Marvel CGI, it's a time issue cuz they're not giving people enough time to work, whatever. But
Right.
like some of the action scenes look horrible.
Yeah, I mean the ones that were in the trailer, which were presumably the best ones, weren't even great
Yeah.
looking.
But then there's some like
Although
when
admittedly, the only trailer I watched was like the first or
I
second
don't know that I
one.
saw a couple TV spots just like on TV.
Right. I mean, yeah, like I get the clips on Instagram as like an ad where it's Red Hulk like punching something,
Right.
and then he goes Harrison angry.
Ah, man, I love the big text. I really do. I like it a lot.
It's fun, yeah.
That's the Futura font. Um,
Yeah.
I don't. The Red Hulk wasn't in the movie very much.
She's got the incognito MCU.
Right.
Right. I did hear from Josh, spoilers for the two people watching who don't care about this movie because no one does, that he takes Red Hulk pills.
Yeah, but I didn't hate that.
No, sounds very very fun and silly.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. It's not. I think in the comics, like he wanted to be Red Hulk or
Yeah,
something,
not that it was like the fucking
the Thinker or whatever.
like thinker. Yeah.
Which I liked him. He was cool. It was just the weirdest. Yo, it's Anthony
No,
Mackie.
Mickey. My God, that's my guy.
It's Hood Fishing Entertainment.
Yo, y'all know what time it is.
This is one of my favorite
I
suits
love,
for
I
him
love his
too.
goggles in this
Yeah.
one.
But no, there are some really cool action scenes with Captain America. Like while he's flying and stuff, they do some cool
Right,
stuff.
right.
Like they actually have a chance to show that off. But then it's really just the like the first 30 minutes and the last 30 minutes. So half the movie. But
Right,
the whole
right.
chunk in the middle I really like.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll enjoy that when I watch it on completely
Tubi.
legitimate streaming service such as
I
Disney
watch it
Plus.
on Tubi.
To be or not to be. We that big jump. I like his boots.
Yo,
Like he's
Institute for Infectious Diseases, that's foreshadowing to real life, the coronavirus.
true.
And that one Falcon and Winter Soldier TV shows where they released a virus. God, that's awesome.
Was there a virus on?
No, it was like the original script had a virus, and so they rewrote the whole show.
Right, right.
That truck flip was sick. Remember when the MCU used to film like on locations?
Yeah, remember when they used to flip trucks?
God, it's cool though.
Yeah.
It feels so much more real.
Logoless Penske truck.
Yeah.
Crazy. No, I do like Frank Grillo's gang
Awesome.
in this that they show this show only for this intro scene where they're annihilated, but
Right.
they're a fun little like goons of the week type. He's some like Captain America comic villain. God, that was fucking sick.
Yeah, man. The Russo brothers really do know how to do action really well.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're talking about the guys that did the Community paintball
That's
episode.
what I'm
Right?
saying. God.
God, he's so cool, man. Like when he pulls out his guns and shoots people.
I like that he's using his wing as a shield, like just walking around.
Yeah.
God, that's awesome.
I also like that he used the wing to clothesline that one dude.
Yeah. It is cool seeing because if you missed Age of Ultron, which we did for this rewatch.
True.
Also, those goons kind of look like your Hawkeye concept you're working on.
They are wearing tactical gear.
Yeah, it's the one had the things on the sleeves like your Hawkeye does. Anyway.
Oh, like with the ammo. Yeah.
If you missed Age of Ultron, it kind of just feels like Scarlet Witch was set up in the last movie and then like gets no introduction, but is still, you know what I mean?
Sure, but because if you missed Age of Ultron, you're not a nerd, so you don't care.
True. Maybe it was him I was thinking of. He had the little things on the sleeves.
I think so, yeah. But I love him taking off the mask. Like I know it was the specific, like it was a gas mask. He was throwing gas, whatever. But God, that was fucking hilarious.
God, the action in this is just so freaking cool.
Come to think of it, I may steal those specific things for my
yeah, they're pretty cracked looking.
do a little asymmetry. They look like they've got like some knives too.
Yeah.
If you get a good shot, get both of those.
He said,
Man,
I don't work like that no more.
Right. What a diabolical fucking move. Dropping a grenade in the fucking like in the armored tank after throwing someone in there with your own goons. That's crazy,
You know what I
man.
do like?
This guy's like a super villain, dude. This is like more than a normal villain. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
God.
Golly, what
Oh my
the
God.
fuck, man?
We've talked about
This
this quite
soldier is like
extensively.
super, dude. He's like more than a normal. Yeah, keep talking.
That was pretty wonky CG, but um, we've talked extensively about the costumes throughout this.
Right. As
Um,
we are ones to do.
Out of the three, this is my least favorite because it's not as good as Age of Ultron, but I really like the way it fits
Well,
him.
yeah.
The
I
fit
mean,
is
it is
really
rad.
good and it moves really well.
Yeah,
Falcon's look in this is awesome.
dude, he's so sick. Yeah.
Nobody else is wearing. Crossbones is wearing a costume. He's pretty cool. The Captain America action in this so far has been probably some of the best.
Yeah.
Like when he kicks that
I
car.
mean,
Oh, that's like that right there is so
so cool.
sick.
He got punched in the fucking spine, dude.
Ah. Oh, that is the biggest wasted potential, I think, of the Brave New car product placement in America movie.
Uh-huh.
There's like 3 or 4 different cars that Anthony Mackie drives in that movie that are just clearly product placement. Like one of them's a GMC pickup truck, and there's like 4 establishing shots of it, and then a scene of him just leaning on the hood. But anyway,
Uh-huh.
uh, one of the things that they missed an opportunity to really do a cool story with that is the whole him not taking the super soldier serum, because they
True.
talk about it
Oh,
several
yeah.
times but they never show it. Like
That's
he gets
one of
punched just like that in the spine and he's just
the-
fine.
Yeah.
But they keep talking about it like it's a plot point and then they don't make it one.
Right.
Drop it. Or I'll drop this. Oh, that's a disease because it was from the disease control.
Right.
Awesome. God,
So
it's so cool, man. It's also a sick idea to make Red Wing a drone instead of an actual bird
bird that he
can telepathically communicate with.
has made Dr. Doolittle a superhero. That's crazy.
God,
It's a
like you
reasonable
feel
reaction,
every
right?
punch.
Yeah.
Like that. I felt that.
God, yeah, this suit really does fit him so well.
And it's got a great silhouette too.
Yeah.
You're Bucky. I was there. And it looks good with a helmet. Like we never got to see it in the last movie with a helmet.
Yeah. Dude, I really like that helmet too.
Yeah. It's my favorite. I mean, they stick with that basic design for
Right.
the rest of the.
And I mean, as they should, like,
It's awesome. It's got the exposed ears.
right.
From like a they created this from scratch perspective, doing that, and I guess that was no, because his ears were covered in the first one. Doing the straps forming around his ears to expose them is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's sick.
It's one of the coolest modern superhero like adaptation suits. It's gotta be. Because it's not just throw stuff
Yeah,
at the
no,
wall and see what sticks. It's a very specific we had a vibe.
they had a plan.
Right.
Oh, CGI.
De-aging.
Yeah.
I remember this one being
Yeah,
pretty good
CGI.
as far as de-aging goes.
Yeah, I think this one was solid.
He's still doing the thing that it always happens where they move like a 40-year-old man with a
Right.
19-year-old's face on it. He's Robert De Niroing the Irishman.
Right.
Looks pretty good though.
It does, yeah. I mean, it looks solid.
He's not talking much, but Tony's just airing this out in front of a room full of people. Here's one of my saddest memories.
This is Jake Gyllenhaal set up. This is
Yeah, I
Jake
don't think
Gyllenhaal
he's
is
actually
sitting in the
in this
background.
scene,
No, of course not.
but that's awesome.
But he is later. He is later when
Yeah.
they show the scene again in Far From Home.
God, that
Coming no
de-aging
way.
is actually really good.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha, get it?
That's so funny. It's like a poopy fart butt joke.
They should have given young Tony, like young CGI Tony, just the goatee. But it's just like a little patchy goatee. It's just in the same shape.
Weak and scruffy. Yeah, that'd be good.
This feels like a very real TED Talk.
Right. It's boring as fuck.
Right. I do like the script on the projection. That's pretty cool.
Right, yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal's in there.
Yeah, he's getting mad enough to try and kill Spider-Man.
Getting mad enough to try and kill a superhero who's not even around yet,
Right.
and then frame him.
Was a child.
Right.
And then yeah, frame him for
Murdering himself.
death. Yeah. Oh man, he done lost his bad bitch, man.
Yeah,
Shit.
she didn't want to be in this movie.
I mean, would you?
Yeah.
I probably would. Yeah,
Yeah,
if I was off,
especially at this point, the height of the
Yeah, if I
MCU,
was,
I think probably.
if I was Community's.
Dean.
No, in the meat shack.
That's a very Dean. I like to think that this is Dean.
I do like they got him. Yeah, they got him in here just to say meat shaft.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it could be. You know, maybe they'll.
I mean, he got promoted.
Maybe they'll mention that in the 6 seasons in the movie that he just went off.
Yeah.
Might be for a bit, but probably not.
That's this woman. She's gonna make him sad.
Yeah, she's gonna set into motion the plot of this movie. She's a plot device. I don't care about your fucking dead husband, bitch. You a plot device to me.
Was it her husband or her child?
I think you're right. I think it was her kid. That's more sad.
Right.
Actually, I care a little more about that. Just a little.
He asked for the bathroom and then went to the elevator.
Yeah. Guys like him, they piss wherever they want. They break as many eggs as they want.
They pee in a jar and then put it in the courtroom for the judge to find right at the last minute before they blow it up.
His peach tea.
What was this kid doing in Russia?
It's Sokovia, I think.
Isn't that in Russia?
I think it's just a different Eastern European
Mm, I
country.
thought it was a
You
city
know,
in
I think it's as in Russia as like Ukraine is.
right.
You know, it borders it, Romania,
Yeah, what
Moldova.
was this little kid doing there?
I think she said that he was doing like environmental, no
Mm.
charity, volunteer, some bullshit.
Okay. God,
Yeah, I
dude,
like
the Avengers
helping people
compound is
shit.
awesome
So crazy. This stupid big ass fucking A on the
on
helipad.
everything. Yeah.
The fucking they got the helipad, the one thing that's always supposed to have the same letter, and they threw their big ass A on there. Yeah, that guy's gonna die. He's
Yeah.
also gonna set in
Motion the plot of this
plot
movie.
aspects. Maybe not the plot,
God,
but
Steve's
one
got real
character.
cool
Sure.
sideburns.
Yeah.
I thought Wakanda was like a secret.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. Like the whole thing isn't a secret. Like they know the country exists, but they're supposed to be just like some like to the public, they're just like some poor like third world country.
I think
Like why
until
is there
Black Panther, the first Black Panther movie, I
right
think,
that
yeah,
they
they go
reveal that.
public.
But
Yeah,
at
yeah.
this point, like you know, I don't know. I mean, maybe I just don't watch the news, but I feel like
I
there
was a
wouldn't be like
16-year-old kid again with a
this
crush on
big
my
like
best
public
friend.
like, huh?
Sorry, my fault.
What happened?
He said Bucky, and suddenly I was a 16-year-old kid again.
Right, 'cause he wants to have little twink Steve wants to have sex
Right.
with big twunk bunk.
With Big Bear.
Right. I don't think he's quite a bear.
Yeah, he's not that
Definitely
hairy.
more of a twunk.
Yeah. I'd say like
Twunk than
long hair,
more twunk
scruffy
than twink.
Bucky.
Sure, yeah. That's more of a twank though, let's be real.
You're right.
What? Man. Vision got that shit on,
Yeah,
dude.
he's always
Always
so
do.
could you
He always
imagine
got
not
that
seeing
shit
any
on.
movie but just the Captain America movies? How confused you'd be,
Yeah, he
dude.
fucking shows up. This robot in a fucking
Oh, it's Harrison Ford.
sweater. True. Harrison angry.
They pay that line off. They pay off the heart attack line in the new Captain America movie.
Yeah.
They talk about him having a heart attack, which I guess is not really a payoff to that, but
Right. Yeah.
me. Me.
Prefer the word bitches. Little punks. I'd probably call them the Avengers. I probably call them those.
I'd probably say William Hurt Angie. New York. I mean, what were they supposed to do here?
That's what I'm saying.
I understand the rest.
The government's plan was to nuke it.
Right.
You know, like, are we forgetting that that was the alternative? Like,
Yes, because
they
that's not
not
convenient to the
just their
plot of this movie.
They straight up there was a nuke on the way.
Right. Captain America flew it into space.
Probably not him. Probably the one that can fly.
Right.
But
Now the Sokovia
yeah, then
one,
he had
that
like
one's a
fucking
little
like
silly because
PTSD.
Tony did build that thing that caused all of them.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
that would make sense.
sure.
The bomb that one also makes sense. Like for a lot of these, it's your fault. You know?
Yeah.
The only one that's not is New York.
I mean the bomb, I don't know. Like people was gonna die either way, you know? Like
I mean,
right.
yeah, but could have
The guy was just
neutralized him
suicide.
before he bombed.
Sure, yeah.
And also, that's another villain created by the Avengers, right? Like in the last movie.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think he was already a villain in the last movie,
Well, yeah, but
working for the, Nazi adjacent
See, this
subdivision
is this is
group.
the big thing. I've always watched this movie and thought, "Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Let's give them some government supervision."
Right. See, I had kind of before, even like when watching and after this movie, I kind of always assumed they were like they had some sort of government oversight. I guess after the Captain America thing, Shield wasn't a thing. That was the government that was oversighting
Right.
them, which was already like a secret government that just did whatever it wants. So it made sense.
Right. It just doesn't make it doesn't make it it really bothers me that Captain America is on the side of like, no, we want no government oversight from the United Nations at
Right.
all. And Iron Man is the one who's like, yeah, no, yeah, we should probably be oversaw.
It is very strange, yeah, that
But it's also like, I
and
guess
it
I
I mean it I
get
mean it makes sense. Well, the Bucky of it, his
right.
his gay twunk friend, but that's not really an aspect yet, and he's already like not
Oh
not
yeah, I
with.
mean they're already setting it up.
So it's I mean
It's
like I also I get it though. Like it's you know the bureaucracy and the red tape. It's like I gotta go be a superhero and save people. It's the first suit up in his cool leather jacket suit from the first Captain America movie. You listen
right.
to the bureaucracy and the red tape there. His
Right,
his
but
best
he
gay twink
knows
friend
he
would be
knows what
like,
it's
I
like to
get
be a
it, like
soldier, you know?
right, and also his not properly trained teammate
Just killed
just
a bunch of people. Yeah.
a couple 2010 whatever however many people died.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
that book that
Probably a lot, right?
stuff. Yeah, it was like at least a couple floors, so probably more than two hands full.
Right, right. God, what a sick way to waterboard someone. If there is such a thing.
Right. Because it's not even really waterboarding yet.
It's just the
Like
threat.
it's just yeah, like it's just scary.
Right. Nah, you would get everything out of me. The instant the water like hit my forehead, it's over. I'm hiding nothing else for no one.
Yeah, I'd probably give this dude the mission report.
Right.
Me personally. I mean, who was this guy? Like what it was the Soviets and or Hydra,
A Hydra, I
neither
guess.
of which exist anymore. I guess Hydra is maybe still sort of
Hydra, yeah, Hydra's still on
lurks
like
in
the
the
outskirts,
shadows,
yeah.
but
Aw, cut the rope.
weak bar. So crazy bar.
Yeah. I do like that
Who
there's
works
that
for
there's that through
deserves
line. The
their
through line
their
of the
their their place on the ash heap. So I don't care if you die.
yeah,
That's
it's kind of a
crazy.
bar, yeah. I like that the through line of the
Yeah,
Captain
what's this
America
guy's
movies is
motivation again?
is I who
I know
knows?
this
They
guy's
say it.
motivation is something dumb, but it's like it's also it's like that's cool. Like it's done poorly, but it's
Right. It's
like
done
some
it's done well, but it's a stupid
it's
idea.
it's something. I think it's like his family died in Sokovia. That's
Right.
the like,
They
he's just
used
out
that one
there.
a lot.
Yeah, it's the Sokovia of it all.
Right.
That was I get it. They like dropped a country, picked up whatever happened. There's at least the whole city was flying, and then whatever. God, Vision got that shit
Yeah, he
on,
does.
dude. So cool,
The
man.
number of trans persons has grown exponentially. God, he looks awesome too.
Yeah. Man, when are they bringing him back? I know he was like
He's
dead and
white
then
now.
white and then
I think he's getting his own show.
Democracy Manifest. Yeah, maybe. I think I remember seeing maybe he was going to be on the Wonder Man show. I don't know if they're still doing that, but I remember they cast the Yaha Abdul Black Manta guy.
Yeah, man.
That's his name, I think. Uh, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, so it's not a little kid. It's an adult kid.
Yeah, I figured you.
I
Yeah,
thought he
you
was a little kid. He looked like a
said.
little kid in the picture.
Right, I didn't see the picture. I mean, I saw it when you couldn't really see it.
Right.
And it was just like, you know, couldn't really see it. So this is when they explain it.
Right.
Yeah, what a fucking nerd.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Go drink at the beach.
Go get some fucking bitches, dude.
And he's right. He's painted as the villain of this
That's
movie,
right, you
and
know.
he's right. Yes, you are right, Rhodey. But the Avengers is run by people with agendas. I don't understand the golly, it frustrates me. I mean, I kind of get it. Like you were talking about earlier, like I kind of get like, oh, if we need to do something, we need to just do it. But
Right. But like, I mean, if I was the Avengers, I'd just do it anyways. Not
that's what
to,
I'm saying. Who's gonna stop
not to
you?
sound too crazy, but like, yeah, like how are they gonna stop you? Like, and ultimately, like, if they do, like say like, oh, there's some terrorists attacking in fucking wherever, we gotta go Avengers them. And they're like, no, you can't. Then they do it. They send some goons. We're gonna stop you, but
Well,
you're
I
over
will
there
stop
stopping
the
the terrorists.
goons. I'm an
You know?
Avenger.
Right.
That was not funny, but it made me laugh. So this is the movie where he kisses his own niece.
True.
God, those those big old title cards. I
Big
love it,
eyes,
man.
man.
This was and we'll get to that as we go, but oh man, he was a pallbearer. Didn't realize. I don't remember that. This is the movie where they started to feel the like, oh, people get really like this was the hype train. This was the first hype train movie with the Spider-Man stuff. Where it's like the whole like cheering
Yeah.
in the theater, amusement park ride. Because I remember seeing this movie. I was
Yeah.
16 years old when
Right.
it came out, and like this movie, the Spider-Man in this is the equivalent of like Daredevil in Far From Home,
Sure.
and it was
Yeah. I mean,
just
this was
this
this
high
was
they've been
Spider-Man
chasing.
in the MCU. This was a big moment. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it was a turning point, really. I think from making really good movies and making solid movies
I mean,
to making
also this movie as a whole, like, it wasn't really like a fan servicey glup shitto fuck fest that the current MCU has been since
right,
Avengers, but I mean, it was like, it's the Avengers versus the Avengers. It's we see them
right.
fight, and it's the big fight. It's they're on both sides, and then they fight each other, and then there's the Bluth stair car.
Right.
You know?
This really should have been now actually and now watching it again for the first time in a very long time, it does feel a whole lot more like a Captain America movie than I remember it. But they still, I think, should have done
Yeah, I
this
mean,
as an
it's
Avengers
just
movie.
yeah.
Just put another Avengers movie before Infinity War and make it this and then do like a nice solid conclusion to the Captain America story.
Yeah, but like, what would they?
I don't know,
Like
like
this,
Bucky's
you know,
healed or something. Like you set that up in Winter Soldier, and then in the next one he finds Bucky, which is what they do in this movie, but they tag
right?
it
Just the
on to the
view of
Civil War stuff.
yeah,
Like do those as kind of separate things. I don't know. It could have been him retiring. Could have like maybe the other Avengers movie is in between the two, and like he retires from Captain or something. Like do something just like finite for the character in his own trilogy, I guess.
right. Something that's not just him being a side character in his own movie,
Right.
or maybe not a side character, but being one of the main characters instead of the main
Right.
character.
He still does like so far, and
Well,
we're
yeah,
only
because it's
what 30 minutes in.
it opened with him with his Bucky doing some stuff, and then him leading a mission, and then
Him failing at that
his
mission.
well, yeah, him failing, and then exposition, and then his trauma, and then he kisses his niece.
Right. Yo,
And poor
Vienna. I
big
love these
ass
big old
neck.
title cards, dude.
Like this motherfucker, they made the shit from the sausage a real thing. How far are we into this movie? That's like the fifth big fucking pop up.
35 minutes.
Crazy.
We're jumping around a lot. God, what great casting.
Rest in peace, my fella.
Apparently
T'Challa.
he got diagnosed with cancer before this movie came out.
That's wild.
Yeah, isn't it? God,
He's just
I remember reading about this. They invented the accent specifically
right.
for this movie.
Wild.
Awesome. It was a great cast. It really is a shame, not just for this, but just in general that he passed away. But like,
Yeah. It's a man died. That sadness, I think, is a little worse than
right?
he can't play the superhero anymore. He was
He
a
can no
good
longer be
guy.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
But it's still
Yeah,
like
the sadness of a man dying to a horrible disease aside, it is very unfortunate, because he was a great choice for the character.
and I remember that first Black Panther movie being really good. I didn't see the
Yeah,
second
no,
one.
it had some sauce. I think I did watch the second one.
I've heard the second one's not bad. Like,
I don't remember. I remember Namor's feet. That was a plot point. Like, I think that, oh no, he had because he had the wings on his ankle. I remember that being how Shuri Black Panther beats him was cutting she Achilles him.
yo, is that Baron Trump in the background?
Sure.
It's modern day Baron Trump in 2016.
What? Just a white guy?
It was he had the hair.
Does Baron Trump have specific hair?
Baron Trump has like slick back. It's almost Donald Trump hair. Like where it looks like bangs, but then it like swoops back.
Right.
And he's huge. Baron Trump is like 6'7" or something ridiculous.
He's a monster of a twink.
Right.
The twink final boss is fucking Baron Trump.
Ooh. God. But this, like, the best way I can't think, if you don't know what sauce means, I don't know how to describe this movie, but it does have height of the MCU.
If you don't know what sauce is, learn brain rot media literacy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like the first Captain America movie has very specific early MCU sauce, and this
Right.
has like height of the MCU hype sauce. And part of that might be nostalgia because I was 16 when this movie came out. I remember the classroom I was in when the trailer came out with Spider-Man in it.
That's wild.
It was a portable.
I can't focus on that because I'm thinking that this, like, she would have
She had to.
oh, like, surely.
Surely, yeah. Maybe she's just into
For
that.
sure he looked like, I mean, yeah, that's always possibility, but
And he was
I think it's probably just that the Russos hadn't decided they were
right.
gonna do that yet,
He was
and they
5,
decided,
6 years
oh,
older when he went back in time, and he presumably went back to World War II. So he was probably pretty old by the time.
sure, and he did look like Joe Biden, yeah,
Right. I
but
mean, he wasn't Joe Biden old yet when she would have
I
been like a
still feel like he
kid.
would have looked like, because he still looked a little like Chris Evans when he looked like Joe Biden.
Right. He would
So
have
he
been
would
like
have looked
2008 Joe Biden mixed with Chris Evans.
right, which would have looked, but
Much
heavier
younger.
on the Chris Evans mix,
Right.
because you know
But yeah,
he's not Joe Biden.
no, because he's Chris Evans instead.
Yeah, he's a different man.
Which is why T'Challa had to vote for him for president.
True.
Uh,
God, he's so cool,
he is
man.
so cool. Also, up until
Like,
this
yeah,
point,
sorry your daddy died, but man, you cool as shit, bro.
his dad was still the Black Panther, right?
No, I think he was.
Ah, see, I thought it was the king was always the Black Panther. Yo, he's in disguise.
It's true. I think they had some line either in this or Black Panther
Mm,
where he was already he'd already taken over as the
mm.
mantle of Black Panther, just not the king, because his dad was fucking old. He was not. And he's got that iconic brown leather jacket. Iconic, the iconic Captain America brown jacket.
Right.
Motherfucker looked like an Alex Ross painting.
They're matching. Oh. God, he's such a cool sidekick.
Yeah. No, it's his niece. He's going to kiss her.
So weird. It's the weirdest retcon in cinema history. Well, that can't be true.
Surely. Yeah. The weirdest one that I know of, or at least can think of off top of the old dome.
Because I'm watching the movie it happened in. It's like he's trying to figure something out, but he's just memorizing words. It's like he's solving a word problem. Man, Tom McGuire wildin'.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The fuck Tugboat doing?
He was getting ready to pull that gun on that waitress.
No, please, no, don't come into my hotel room. Otherwise you'll see my bomb. My bomb that I'm making here in this hotel room that I'm renting. Isn't he like already like somewhat wanted? Like, I guess.
Oh yeah, he's super wanted because they framed him for the
Well, he's
bombing
well,
of.
yeah, he's wanted at this point, but I mean, he probably doesn't know that because he's walking around all casual in a Budapest
Well, no, I
market.
mean he's in a He's in his
I mean, he's
MCU
in.
hiding outfit.
Well, sure,
He's
yeah,
just he should have worn the sunglasses. That guy
right. Or at
looks
least
like
at least put the hood up.
the monster, the Hunchback of Notre
Looks like a
Dame.
fucking frog. Nosferatu? Nope. Quasimodo.
That's it.
No, Quasimodo predicted this. All right, I gotta go piss.
I respect that.
Discuss that while I'm gone.
God, I love that he just goes out in full gear for this too. Like that's just so sick. This movie is so cool. The no score, like cut the music, really low sound. It's super cool. Man, like I know we keep stressing it to death, but the Russos really knew how to do action. Like they really knew how to do just a really good action scene. And well. I miss back in the day.
My bitch said I look like Kevin Bacon. I don't
Dan,
know if
you
that's a
missed
compliment or not, but I'll take it.
they threw a grenade
Mr.
in the
Beast.
window and Captain
Oh,
America
he
put his
bounced it out
shield
with his
down on
shield.
top of it like a bowl.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different one. When does he? He does.
It's the
There's
same
one where he
grenade. He
bounces
hits it
a
with the
grenade at.
shield. Bucky kicks it to him, and he
Mm.
puts his grenade on top of it like a spider underneath a cup.
I
It's
feel like
awesome.
maybe it's in the first event. I remember one clearly where he just backhands it out with his
He
shield.
does that in this, like the same
Mm.
grenade. He backhands
I
the
swear he
grenade,
can't be good.
and then
I
it
guess
goes
it
to
wasn't
Bucky,
out. Yeah,
and then Bucky kicks it back to him, and then he
right.
covers it.
Man, goofy ass fucking Dutch, Belgian police, fucking police.
Polizia.
Oh, silly ass language, bro.
Awesome.
Crazy. God.
And I'm pretty sure somebody did that. Oh, God. This
So
Black
much
Panther suit
fucking
is so
fun,
good.
dude. Yeah.
It's the best one.
Yeah. I mean, it's so sick.
It's just such a good look.
I mean, I don't get why they didn't just
Keep it.
well
Because they
keep it,
need to
but
sell
make it
more toys.
well, yeah, but just make it gold, you know? Like make
Oh,
the
yeah,
bits
yeah.
of the detailing gold because that's the Black Panther color.
Oh,
So sick.
I like the silver in this though. Like this
I
is
mean,
a
no,
really
the
good
silver and
look.
black is cracked, but like I'm saying, like they can change up the design a little bit for the
Man, and
next ones.
Sam
But I'm
is
saying instead of
cool.
doing the nano fucking
Yeah.
bullshit,
I hate
just
nanotech.
just change up the design a little bit, you know,
But you sell less
and make it
toys the
make it
less you change it.
sure. But I mean, making it gold is enough of a change that it'll sell the toys, you know? What are
Right?
people gonna do? Repaint them themselves? They're not nerds.
Right.
It's not like this is a series of movies made for nerds. It's
And
not like they're
babies.
marketing this towards nerds and man children and babies and baby man children nerds.
God, they're running so
Yeah,
fast. It's
thanks for
awesome,
watching, guys.
dude.
Glad you're enjoying. Yeah, they're outrunning these cars, man. That's fucking nuts. These cars are not going slow. God,
Stand
so
down. No.
sick. He did his iconic
Oh,
Captain
that's
America. He did his
awesome.
iconic Captain America move of stealing the car.
And kicking out the windshield
So
after
sick.
belly flopping on it with his shield out.
Yeah.
So does T'Challa also have some kind of super soldier serum? How can he run so fast? Oh,
Well, he just
same reason Sam can.
okay. He just does uh ayahuasca.
Right.
But yeah, I like the little Black Panther tribal music that played in the when he looked at him in the mirror. It was just the one little thing. Of, woo!
Yeah.
It's like a little tribal flute or some shit. But yeah, Bucky's clothesline to fucking stealing the motorcycle went crap.
Bucky apparently doesn't remember who Steve is, but he's read about him. That was while you
Yeah,
were in
well
the
that was
bathroom.
right. I remember that from the last movie. He like went to the museum
Right.
and like at the end he was like he was in his MCU undercover fit and he was looking at it.
Right.
God, man, these Russos pushing their agenda with the black on black violence. It's like it's so
Mmm.
it's so obvious, you know, like
Right.
dark woke, you know. What?
He jumped out of that car as it was flipping.
God, this suit is so fucking
It's
cool.
the best War Machine suit by far.
I was talking about the Black Panther one
Oh,
still, but
yeah.
yeah, the War Machine one is cracked too.
Honestly, I don't think there's a bad suit in this movie.
True.
Except for maybe I remember not liking Bucky's.
Uh, yeah. Oh well, no. This is the worst Ant-Man suit.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Worst Ant-Man suit, Bucky's isn't great.
I don't remember Bucky's particularly. At least
It's
I don't
just like
remember
a
it being
leather
that different
vest.
from the right, right. God, he
God,
looks
he
so
looks
cool,
cool.
man. So sick. God, pinching that shit.
He's trying to learn how to cook. Is this dish called pepper cash, or is that what they call paprika?
I assume the dish is like it's just a paprika heavy. But I mean, why is this dish that apparently only has a pinch of paprika called paprika? You know? So maybe that is just their fucking
But then
Romanian.
why would pepper cash lift her spirits?
She like the paprika. I don't know.
Mm.
Hey, dude, your bitch ever sad or feeling down? Hook Shawty up with some
Pepper
paprika.
cash.
Get this girl a paprika. Oh man, this dog's barking. You hear that shit, dude?
Yeah, I do.
Crazy, man. Got a Mexican household up in this house.
Right. Yeah, is she the baddest Olsen twin?
I'm saying.
Oh, it's an Infinity Stone.
Yo, that's like setup.
Because they haven't revealed the next movie yet. That's why.
True.
Doubtful.
No, I think it'll probably get like ripped
I
out of
think
your
you'll
head,
probably die actually, because
and then yeah, then it'll like make uh then make this bitch go crazy and be a super villain and like
right,
kidnap a
she'll
bunch
kill
of
Doctor
people, and
Strange or
then
something.
I think maybe
She'll bring Sam
at least a
Raimi out of
version or
retirement.
two. Yeah, make Sam Raimi cool again,
Right.
and then die. I think.
She should have made him some pepper cash. That would have brought him back without all the struggle.
True. What?
I don't know.
It's
Just trying to tie it
nonsense.
back together.
It's nothing. Uh, some
As the
food.
baddest Olsen twin.
Oh,
Yo, Berlin!
big ass. Big ass text.
It's so big. All right, now I gotta pee. I'll be back though.
Get this man a Chick-fil-A sandwich meal.
Ah, spicy?
Come on, slow pepper cat. Yeah, don't fuck with no pickles, man. No, they're made up metal to replace their other made up metal. Man, that boy cool as shit. It's a little twink elf. Holmeson. What the fuck? Watson. That's his name. Oh, hey, I get this man some mac and cheese. Frosted lemonade. Oh Lord, customize. Nah. Right. All right. What's this guy? Yeah, it's the plus a playground. I got one of those playgrounds by my house. Every time I go by it, I hear
Hope you get to hear it.
undulating ringing in my ears. My nose starts bleeding. I just want to go play and swing from the
Yo,
swing.
what a miss.
Something, man. I don't know.
Mm.
There's that one of those playgrounds with the electricity.
Mm.
Um.
Power grid.
Yeah.
I think it's the word you're looking for.
Some people locked up. Yeah. Get this man a Chick-fil-A sandwich meal with mac and cheese and frosted lemonade. No, I don't want to complete this order with drinks. I brought my own. It's
Yo, Pepper, he's slamming.
he crushing that pepper cash, man. Shit.
Yo, is Pepper Cash here? I didn't see her. We're taking a break because she didn't want to be in this movie. I never stopped building suits because I'm Iron Man. I have no choice. It's my name, Pepper.
No, you don't get it. People wouldn't come to see the movies if it was just about Tony Stark. I need to have a new suit. In fact, at least 2 new suits in each movie.
Right.
Dollars for the 300 million we sunk into this.
And that's just Robert Downey Jr.'s paycheck.
Right. Get this man a beer.
Right.
Man, I can't wait till we fuck it.
Oh, we hit that scene.
If we get there, yeah. Which I guess if we're doing Avengers, we probably will. That
Yeah.
one's Infinity War. We'll at least get there.
We'll watch it at some like at this rate we have to at some point.
Yeah. I had a fun non-MCU idea that I wanted to. I don't remember. That was some fun for sure. We just stole that penny, just pocketed it and just walked away. Started like whistling, just hands in his pockets, you know. Pretty funny, I think. Alhamdulillah, excuse me.
I once again just like in all of these, I'm just on Tony's side.
What about my uncle?
Did you give him a chance? Did you?
Did you?
He put on his sunglasses inside for some reason.
Man, he got so mad he just had to put his sunglasses on. He
he's in these movies now.
Started tearing up.
The Hobbit.
Yeah, it's Twink Wilson.
It's Wilfred's owner, sort of.
Is it sort of?
No, I don't think so.
At all?
They were both in Lord of the Rings properties.
Right. It's Wilfred's owner's
uncle?
One of them.
I mean, it's something like that for sure.
They definitely both have the same last name.
Baggins.
That's just a Hobbit like last name. Maybe they're just all like inbred. I don't know.
I love his little mafia windbreaker. It's not a windbreaker, it's a tracksuit.
Right. It's trippy though, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's tough.
Like it look like the dude that Chris killed in the first episode of The Sopranos. By which I mean he's Eastern European. Gulp.
But done in a really good way. Like, this movie is good. Right. So far, like, how long are we about? Yeah, we're approaching close to halfway. We're like 10 minutes away from halfway. This movie's good. I remember it being not as good as the other two, but like I still liked it.
Sure,
Watching it
sure.
now, it's still not as good, but it's still really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Facts.
Like it's not as good as Winter Soldier or First Avenger, but it's much better made than I remember it being.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think its biggest problem was, I mean, admittedly, we haven't gotten to the part where it's becomes, even less of a Captain America movie,
Right.
but yeah, no, I mean, it's just a good little action
The
flick.
biggest problem I have with it so far
Fight
is
can go.
it's you have to have seen
Pow,
all
pow,
of the
pow,
Marvel
pow,
movies
pow.
for it to make sense.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's kind of frustrating.
yeah. But also, like, I don't care. I've seen all the Marvel
Right,
movies,
right, right.
So
I just they're
fuck
not all
'em.
fresh in my memory.
Sure,
Like I
but
know
I
the
mean, I feel like
highlights.
for the sake of this movie, they're fresh enough. It's like I remember,
Right.
oh yeah, there was that fight, and they dropped that city, and
Right.
then they made the robot,
I remember William Hurt was in the Incredible Hulk.
and William Hurt, he was drinking in that bar, uh and Tony
Right, with those big
drank
old
with
bell
him.
bottoms. I actually
Right.
forgot about that until just now. And then in the next movie, Nick Fury was like, "Actually, you're not ready to be an Avenger, Tony Stark."
Right. And yeah, that's all I
And
need to
that's the
know.
MCU, man.
And you more like it.
Hashtag.
Comment down below if you can remember there's like some like meme like tagline subtitle that I think goes with you meme.
Mm,
Comment that down below or in the chat if anyone's watching this now. If uh, our good friend Bobby is watching this,
he's not.
comment down below. Of course he's not. Why would he be? Why would anyone watch this? It sucks.
It's probably our best episode so far too, which is really disappointing.
Maybe.
The MCU is here. As I look it up, it's all just
Throw a ball.
it's all just like YouTube thumbnails about the MCU. And one of
Right,
them
like
just is the title of the video is the problem with the MCU.
mm, is it women?
I guess.
Could that possibly be the problem? No.
It just says the MCU nonsense needs to stop. Wow. The Marvel Cinematic Universe.
True.
I guess it'd be Cinematic Universe.
True.
Oh, this was the movie where Tony had the glove. Yeah.
He's got that glove and then it goes pew.
It's awesome.
God.
So cool.
Pistol whipped him with just the fucking the top of the pistol.
This movie came out the same year as
He was just fucking
BVS.
mollywhopping on his head, dude. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
It was a big thing because it was like Iron Man versus Captain America and
About
Batman
that,
versus
that's what
Superman.
it was.
As if those two things are any close to equally related in terms of what should be excitement.
Yeah, that sentence maybe made sense. Maybe I'm the dumb one, but
Well, Batman versus Superman should be the most exciting movie of all time. It just sucked.
right. It was just bad. Yeah. I think the way you speak is think you're just an idiot, man. Or I am. I don't know.
Right, or both.
But probably that one. Man, Chadwick Boseman is so cool looking, dude.
He
He's just like
really is.
he just had so much sauce, man. Rest in peace, dude. I'm about to pour out the Stella Artois on my hardwood floors. They're not actually hardwood; they're tile. It's made to look like hardwood.
Right,
So,
right. A little
my
laminate
third
action.
floor, you know it, son. Come on.
Oh, this is the scene where Steve
He
grabs
gets-
the
he gets-
helicopter.
he gets
It's the
big-
coolest
big
thing
gun,
I've
big
ever
gun
seen in my
muscles.
life. Oh my god. It's awesome,
He's
dude.
just already, man. He's fucking.
He's just in those like hipster boots too.
Right? Yeah.
There's
The fucking,
no
like,
grip
big,
on those
big
at all.
gators. The fucking. God, the quick fucking
Yeah,
hand
the flip.
dude. So sick.
What was his plan going forward? Like, what was his plan after that? Is you're going to start walking? God.
I guess that, you know. And it worked, right?
Well,
I mean, he didn't get away.
he's just going to strangle you to death.
And then fucking fall.
Okay, well, it didn't do you much good there, did it, Steve?
I mean, again, he didn't get away. That
That's
was
true.
ultimately his goal, right?
Steven.
And also, yeah, I mean, it knocked out Bucky and not him.
true.
So it knocked out his Bucky.
Man, he looks so much like Tobey Maguire. Yeah. I know it's mostly the haircut.
It's mostly the hair and just the face shape.
Right.
Like the face itself isn't really that. Like it's a little bit.
bit.
It's the butt chin and some of the features.
Like
I don't
the
know.
shape,
The shape is the biggest part. Shape with the butt chin and
the
hair.
Yeah, you combine all three of those things.
As a minimalist poster, they'd look identical.
Right.
You know.
I do love that they just clamped his arm down in a vice grip. This was an after credit scene?
Credits? Yeah, to something.
Age of Ultron?
One of the Avengers movie? Yeah, probably. Bro said your mom.
Which Bucky am I talking to? Your mom.
Bro proved it was him by dissing him.
I love Sam in these movies. He's like, oh yeah, just like that, we're supposed to trust the guy?
Like, I mean, yeah, you're all war criminals at this
Right,
point.
that's
You're
what I'm
all
saying.
like, on level ground relative. Where's my chicken fillet at?
Your paprika sandwich?
Named Paprika.
Could you imagine you open it up and that's your DoorDash driver's name?
Man, I fucking freak, dude. I start fucking hitting my head against the wall. Something happened. I don't know.
Oh, who is this supposed to be? Who is it going to be?
Oh my goodness. Oh, goodness.
The Bucky of it all is a cool addition to this. They really did a really good job adapting the Civil War story to the MCU.
They did I don't know. I don't knowing very little about the Civil War comic story. Yeah, they did, you know.
Well, when I say
Fine.
that, I don't mean like it's a good adaptation of the
to be,
story.
you know.
I mean it's a version of that story that fits really well.
It's a version of the story that narratively works very well as its own story and as part of just the MCU.
Right. That
whole
was in the
everything.
height of the MCU. That was the thing they did really well. Was like making everything fit.
Yeah,
Because at the
everything was its
beginning,
own story and also a chapter of a chapter of a chapter, you
right?
know?
At the beginning, they did that okay, but not great. And then at the like now, they do that very poorly. But right here at like the height,
Yeah,
they held everything really tight knit, except for the
on.
fact that Steve kissed his niece.
Right. He kissed his sister.
Now Kanye's the face of Black divorce, not Chance the Rapper.
He's also the face of black white
Nazism.
supremacy. So there's that.
God,
Why did these super soldiers start freaking out?
they're just trying to get out.
They're just just doing it's because they're not mind
Right.
controlled, right? Yeah. Shit. Man, I didn't even know there were 30 languages,
That's what I'm saying. I thought there was English, Spanish.
I mean, I know there's like, there's more than that many countries, like at least double
Yeah, but
that
most
in
of them
countries.
speak Spanish.
Probably not that, but like a lot of them speak like Spanish or English or you know, a good couple speak French or German or
Islamic.
right, yeah, Arabic and Urdu are like a handful of those. Um,
Russian.
right, right. All those other Russians,
I mean, I guess we could just scroll
Bulgarian,
through the subtitle
Romanian,
download. You know what I mean?
right? On DisneyService.com. Nah, Harrison Ford bugging, bro.
This time I won't be wearing loafers and a silk suit. I'll be wearing a metal suit
This
and
time I
metal
will be
shoes.
I will be Iron Man. I will be wearing iron shirt and iron.
I'm gonna have a heart attack because I'm Tony Stark.
He is so funny
Oh, is
and
this after
quirky.
he had the thing removed in Iron Man 3? So he doesn't have the chest
Right.
thing anymore.
Yeah.
See, okay, that's a good trilogy. That's an example of what I was talking about earlier, where the three movies feel like they have a solid conclusion, even if the story goes on later. Like it's diminished by this
Right.
movie, I guess.
Yeah.
But those first, like you watch those three Iron Man movies and just,
Oh.
ooh,
Hey.
I'm actually excited to see this again. But like you watch those three movies and get to the conclusion, it feels like an ending. You know what I mean? He just
Yeah,
pulled
they
a
they
wedgie.
very they very much, hone in on that with him fucking throwing his arc reactor in the ocean like a fucking uh Mac and Dennis writing a movie on
Right.
Sunny.
God, he looks so young. He was.
Yeah.
This was 10 years ago.
Before he removed his mole, I
I think
think.
so, yeah.
Does he have the mole? I don't see it. Maybe they.
No, I see it. He's really good in this one.
Yeah. No, he does have the mole. Yeah.
And he's wearing the Pizza Time shirt. It's a reference.
It's Parker.
He was just like me in 2016. He's wearing earbuds.
Right.
And Aunt May, man. Smash. Next question.
It always has been. Since the original.
That's what I'm saying.
It's never not been.
In fact,
Always
I
will.
think they made her a little
Especially-
uglier.
Right. Yeah. I mean, she's gotten worse with each one.
Right.
Like each one has gotten just a little midder.
Right.
It's the fucking most comically old computer.
Yeah. But he doesn't know Star Wars in this one, but he
Right.
will in the next one.
Yes.
God, I love that suit. I wish we could have seen it at least once. I mean, I guess we did, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. He wears it in the next
That's
movie.
the yeah. He
It's been
finishes
a
the movie.
minute since I've seen Homecoming.
Yeah, it's a good one. Homecoming is probably the best of the
Yeah, I
Spider-Man
like
trilogy.
Homecoming and Far From Home both.
Far From Home is it's fun. It's a little more of a Marvel movie.
For
There's
sure.
big kaiju's and big whatever. Jake Gyllenhaal is there. There's
Right.
it's
Spider-Man. But
sort of
all of the
only
kaijus were
it's
like
sort of
Jake
yeah,
Gyllenhaal projections,
right.
which is cool.
And it was relatively like I don't know. It did sort of end just to set up the next you know. But no, first Homecoming's got some sauce, dude.
Yeah.
I remember like when they first revealed that Michael Keaton was like his girlfriend or crush's dad. That was
Yeah,
like
dude,
a
that like
that was
threw
a
me
big crazy
off.
little twist. Yeah, I think he M Night Shyamalan or some shit. It's just really sticky.
I love that too. I don't know if that's a comic thing. I've never heard it before in my life. But the
Yeah,
reason he has
they
the
never really addressed
lenses,
it again because I guess it's just not.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't need. Yeah,
They say that's the lenses, and then they're also in the lenses that he has on his other suit. It doesn't matter. It's just a
right.
thing.
I just
But
love
yeah,
the reason his lenses like dial in is because his senses are
right.
so heightened. That's awesome. Be like, I mean, I guess it would be like the equivalent of like Daredevil plugging his nose holes or something, but it's still super cool.
I mean, sort of. Yeah, I guess. I think Daredevil's main one is his sounds, the ears.
Yeah, wearing earplugs then.
Yeah. Man, his face was so much smaller.
Yeah, he was such a tiny little
That's
child.
crazy.
What a silly way to say with great power comes great responsibility,
Yeah, but
man.
it's not the dumbest way of saying
No,
it without
which is
saying it.
wild. Just say it.
Like it's not that silly of a thing to say.
No,
It's
it's
like
less silly than what he just said.
I mean it was
When you can do the things that I can do, but you don't, people
and that
die.
was like surely that was just like maybe it wasn't a big expression, but that must have already that must have been an expression
It's from the
before Spider.
Bible.
Is that where it's from?
Yeah,
Is that
man.
even Bible? Then
God.
yeah, just quote the Bible, you fucking pussy.
Well, the one in
You
the
twink.
Bible is whoever much has
I'm
been
sure it's from
given, much will
that
be
thou
asked.
must power
Yeah.
bullshit, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whoever has been given much, much will be asked of them is the one from the Bible. And it was like
Right.
Stan Lee's favorite Bible verse or something, or Steve Ditko's, and so they made that.
Sure,
But
one of them.
even quote that, man.
Or yeah, straight up, yeah.
Or just say, with great power comes great
Or just
responsibility. I
say the
just
thing
don't.
that Spider-Man is known for, Like,
So
uh,
frustrating.
dude. Yeah.
Oh, but man, what is the TASM one?
Like
I can never remember it off dome.
I don't know. It's
Josh would know.
something. Doing great stuff.
You have a moral obligation to do those things.
Yeah, Hawkeye had some sauce.
If you can do good things for people, then you have a moral obligation to do those things, not choice, responsibility. And then this one is when you can do the things that I can do, but you don't, and then bad things happen, they happen because of you.
Why are they doing the thing?
Yo, Hawkeye.
Yo, this I'll be feeling fantastic off this Benjamin Graham. Bobby said that to me earlier when we were playing Rivals, and it made me choke on my beer. It's very funny.
I like Hawkeye's suit in this a lot too. I know it's
It is.
very
It's
MCU,
it's
Marvel,
yeah,
over designed, complicated.
and it's the least cool version of all the concepts that were made of this suit.
Right.
But
God,
it is
Vision
not. I
is
mean,
so awesome too. And the
cool
Vision
little archer
design,
strap.
I still don't think gets enough
No,
credit for being
no,
one of the
it's so
best,
slick. Yeah,
one of the best comic book to film adaptations of a
right.
suit while keeping it comic accurate, but making it not silly. Like it just does not get
And
enough
they
credit.
knew they had to snap with that one because they couldn't just keep making new ones to sell more toys. Like
Right.
he until now when they made him white.
When they
And
made him white, yeah.
but that was like 10 years later, you know.
Right. Well,
So
I mean, that was like
maybe not at
3 years
that
ago
point.
now.
It was like 5
Yeah.
years later, but still, CU terms, that's like 20 years, dude.
That's true. But it's
They had
such a good look, man.
No, it's so hard.
And I remember people being like, they should have given him the comic accurate costume. They did!
Yeah, relatively given their somewhat realistic, not wanting to look like idiots limitations.
I mean, compare
they,
that to Hawkeye in this movie.
right.
And that's like 6 years after Hawkeye was introduced.
What?
5. Hawkeye was introduced in Thor. The first Thor in the MCU.
True. Yeah.
Like, we've had 5 years to build on his costume, and it still looks like that, whereas Vision looked like that from the jump.
Right.
But this is when they kind of started to lean into the, like, comic accurate or costumes. They were half and half here.
Yeah, they kind of always were half in the bag, you know.
Some of it, like Thor's costume has always been pretty accurate.
Well, yeah, it's been accurate, but also it's their own, sort of just stylized, silly,
Right.
mythic Asgard like.
Thor probably
Whatever.
has one of them. Captain America probably has consistently the best design.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
Sure do always. But
You
yeah,
better
but then
make out with his
it's gonna be weird.
niece.
But it's gonna be weird because he kissing his niece. But then Sam and Bucky, they're gonna be like, yeah, boy. They're gonna be like, yeah, that's my boy. Like that's my boy. Like yeah.
One of my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
scenes is when it cuts back to them. It's so funny. Anthony Mackie's face. He's doing the
Laugh.
face.
Yeah, the face, the Force Ghost face from the thumbnail.
I should go because you're my uncle. I've seen you in my
So
memories.
weird, man. He looked a little like Joe Biden. His fucking face, man.
So good. He's driving an old bug because he's an old man. And they're in another country.
So funny getting out of the box.
He does.
Especially fucking crammed into that tiny ass t-shirt, man.
It's Ant-Man.
Yeah. You get the worst Ant-Man suit.
Yeah.
Yippee.
I do like Paul Rudd, though.
Yeah.
I like
yeah,
Paul
he's
Rudd as
funny, he's
Ant-Man. I
funny.
just hate all of his movies except for the first one, and
Right.
I like half of the second one.
I think I like most of the second one. I don't remember it. I think I only
don't
ever
love
watched it, like,
MCU when
came
it's
out.
strictly comedy unless it's done really well.
Sure. I think that had some, like the villain of that being okay.
I don't remember the villain of the second one.
It was the like. I think they're bringing her back for Thunderbolts, but I also haven't watched the trailer for that.
Ghost
yet.
or whatever.
Yeah, the
Thunderbolts,
was
but
like-
Bucky is a senator now. He's a U.S. senator, even though he was just a murderer of multiple
Really?
people.
They made war criminal James.
That's in
Bucky Bond.
that's in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's running for Congress or something.
is that what fucking Elaine from Seinfeld was talking to him at the end of that show? I remember her
I
talking to
think
him about
so. Yeah. Well, in Falcon and the
fucking
Winter Soldier, he shows up with
and
like an
Kurt
American flag
Russell's
pin,
son.
and then
I
there's
just
like an
want Kurt Russell's
exposition
son
dump.
walking out with that stupid ass fucking. I mean, actually, it looked a lot cooler when it was the all black
Yeah, it looks pretty
fucking
cool.
U.S. agent suit. And I also liked it when it was just the Captain America colors. I don't know why I said it was stupid. I really liked
It's a cool suit. Yeah.
Captain
Oh,
America suit.
this was another first where it was like the Iron Man suits are entirely CGI and it's floating heads.
This. I guess. I mean, for this it probably was, but I remember at
I mean,
least some
there's
of the things
probably
they
a
had. They
suit,
did
but
the
it looks
well.
like
They would.
a
I remember
floating.
they would do just. It looks like it, yeah. But I remember this was the era where they just had like the chest plates, right?
Right. Yeah, this was kind of the start of that.
Yeah, I remember them doing that. I think in Age of Ultron too,
Yeah.
probably Iron Man 3 because that was
The suit in Iron Man 3 is too good.
yeah, that's
God, it's awesome, man. This scene makes me so excited.
yeah. This does it always pisses me off a little bit because they like they changed that suit with
But it
CG
looks
like
really
it
good.
looks cool, yeah, but I just
The suit was cool in the behind the scenes,
it's
but this
just
suit's cool.
it's just so weird, like
But the CGI looks good enough where
it
if I
looks
didn't
like
know that, I don't think I'd
right. If I
be able
hadn't
to
seen
tell.
like behind the scenes pictures and it's a clearly
My
different
biggest
suit,
thing is I don't like black detailing on a blue undersuit kind of thing. Like I wish they would do the detailing in blue, like the little
yeah.
like arm bands and whatever. Like
Right,
do
yeah.
make those
It
blue.
would be fun reversed, yeah. I do always like black instead of blue on a
Yeah, I like
Spider-Man
black
suit.
instead of blue. I think you need to
And
pick one.
I think that well, that's the opposite of what you were saying, but
No, that's what I was trying to say is like I wish the like the armbands and everything were blue instead of black.
oh, I thought you were saying the black, like you were saying switch those. But gotcha,
No, no, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. I'm saying like
I
pick
get you,
one
yeah. But
and make
make
it
it all blue, yeah.
consistent. Yeah.
Right. See,
It
I like the idea of it being, you know, the reverse where it's black and
but it
just a
looks
little blue
really
sort of
good. I mean, it's probably the
emulating the
best that that
classic look.
version of the suit has looked. Like I think it looks better in this than it did Homecoming, the CGI suit. I mean,
Oh, probably yeah. Because yeah, the
they had more
black
money and it was for less time.
right.
Yeah, Ant-Man's cool too. His suit is ugly. It's so
Yeah.
ugly. It's a Spider-Man. What do you mean everyone's got a
Man,
gimmick? Your name is Falcon and you have a little robot Falcon.
you were in an entire squadron in the army of men who flew. Also, none of these men or this squadron have been mentioned again. What up with that?
And won't be, I don't think.
No, they never will be. Even though his Captain America movie and show gave a reason to, because they set up his own
Yeah, his
Falcon side.
sidekick's wearing his old gear.
Right. But why not
God,
just
that
make
suit's
him part of the
awesome.
gimmick that exists? Yeah. Man.
That's a cool line. It's a
It's
stupid
so
MCU
dumb.
joke, but it's a good
Yeah.
line. Part of the reason too is the original Avengers all like earned that, you know? I know who Hawkeye is because I've seen 4
Sure,
movies with him
right.
at this point. And so
Yeah.
when he makes a joke like that, it's not just like,
Like,
"Oh,
oh,
I know him
he
because
is
he's
the
a
guy who
comic
is
book
good and
character."
he shoots good and he has never missed because he's good with the arrows and I've seen him be good with the arrows in the other
Right.
movies.
Like Spider-Man's not making that same joke
Right.
or a similar joke cuz it wouldn't be the same, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. He's not gonna say, "Oh man, I just can't catch a break. I've been through so much. I'm Spider-Man. I'm just always getting pummeled around after we've seen him get punched
Anthony
in the
Mackie, you kind of look like my uncle.
right.
God, it looks so good.
Yeah. God is
And
dumbass though.
he's good. Like, he's. God. I haven't seen
He
a
is.
Tom Holland Spider-Man movie in a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I think I probably rewatched the first two when the uh, Ferris wheel one came out,
Right.
and then
Yo, it's the Bluth truck. It's not. They're gonna make Bucky paralyzed early.
what?
Because Bucky got paralyzed in the next movie? Right?
You mean War Machine? That's this one. There's the Bluth state
Oh, is
truck.
it? Yeah, there's the Bluth stair car. So funny that they just stuck that in this in this abandoned airport.
I mean, something had to be there, other
Right.
than just a couple planes and those walkway things, whatever the fuck. Those are they like stretch out like a slinky.
This is a cool, like, putting myself back in 2016 me's mindset. This is a really cool scene.
It is. It's also so silly
It
though.
is
Just
for sure, but it's also once again going back
what's
to it.
so cool though.
The MCU earned this scene.
Right. I'd be thinking it's silly till I see Black Panther's hard ass suit.
That's what I'm saying. And Spider-Man's and War Machine's and Iron Man's and
Yeah.
Captain
All of the
America's and
animation.
Falcons.
God, yeah, Falcon got that shit on, dude.
Yeah, it's his best suit. His Falcon and Winter Soldier suit's pretty great too.
I do. I like that one a lot. It's not as well made.
No, it doesn't have as good of a silhouette, I don't think. But yeah, like this is a silly scene. Oh, they all met at the abandoned airport,
Right.
which is just like they didn't give a reason for it to be abandoned. It just is. And
Yeah,
like
but it's who cares?
it's silly, but it's also it's earned.
Oh shit, my order was dropped off in 9/11. Reminds me of that tragedy.
9/11. It is. It's like they did the work ahead of time to build to this point where it feels like they earned it. Whereas, not that we've had anything to this scale yet. I think post Endgame MCU, we haven't had a big team up thing. But honestly, a lot of post Endgame MCU doesn't feel built to. Like, it just kind of feels like everything happens. I do feel like it would have been better, and I know they didn't have a choice, but it would have been better to introduce Spider-Man before this movie.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And then like have him know a little bit more about what's going on. Yo, they did the comic book thing where Ant-Man is on Zoom, which is also just kind of awesome, actually. Like, I'm making fun of it, but it's super cool. He's about to go in and start tearing wires in Iron Man's suit. Like, that's
Just
awesome,
fucking it
dude.
up.
But yeah, like Spider-Man just kind of shows up and is like, Tony Stark's like, "Oh yeah, we hate Captain America."
Yeah,
Go.
I'll do whatever this guy tells me, and then also just be his lackey for
Right.
most of my own movies. Pepper cash chicken sandwich. Where you from, kid? I just threw a building at you.
Yeah, I did not know you could support the weight of this. I was trying to execute you. How can he hear that?
All red.
What would happen if he just like grew at this point? Would it kill Tony Stark?
Or kill
Him?
Ant-Man?
I mean, his suit's just made of like
Well,
titanium.
it's the Thanos butthole thing, right? You
Right.
know, that was the thing. Like, oh, why don't he just go in his butthole and then expand? Because he would, would work.
No, I think it would work.
Watch your jet. Watch your jet.
I will say this fight's not as good as the opening fight, and that's a
Yeah.
shame. It should have been the best fight in the movie, and it's
Yeah.
great. Could you imagine if this was the first big MCU team up movie?
Mm.
You'd have to change a lot of the
I mean,
writing.
it wouldn't make sense narratively. Yeah, you'd have to. But yeah, that would be pretty wild. So true and funny and witty.
Right. I'm funny because I'm Paul Rudd. I'm a comedian, and I'm wearing the ugliest suit I will ever wear.
Ah,
But the mask is so bad. It actually kind of works in the
yeah,
movie
I
better
don't
than the
know.
stills look.
Right. When you can't really focus on it and look at the details, it
Right.
looks okay enough. I still don't think it's as bad as the Quantum Mania one.
They're both pretty bad. Give me back my
It's
roadie. What's up with people owning people in this movie?
it's strange. I think it's
God, they're just like once again, they're just like destroying property.
yeah. But it's
Isn't that
okay
the
because
thing you wanted
the
to stop
government
from
said,
happening,
but the
Iron
government said
Man?
no, but the government said they could do it, so
Right.
it's okay if they do it. It's okay if they destroy the property when the government say they can destroy the property.
I'm sure when we finally watch Iron Man 2, we'll talk about it more.
President Harrison Ford, a, a giant Hulk, Tim Blake Nelson is attacking New York. Should we call the Avengers? No, $50 billion more to Israel.
Was there like what is that from? Is there like an ad campaign that supports
What?
Israel?
What?
Because I've heard
I,
that.
I think it's from the U.S. government funding Israel.
Okay, got it.
I think it's from real life. It's from
I didn't know
us
if there was something in the
constantly.
movie because when I was watching the movie, there was a line where they were like, "Oh, this person's from Israel," and I was like, "Oh, what's
Oh,
about to happen?"
no, it's that they have the. There was a lot of, or there's at least some internet fodder to that because they've got the one Israeli superhero in that
Right.
movie.
Um, I'm sure when we
Yeah,
finally get
Spider-Man already
around
make his
to
stupid ass fucking Star Wars reference where he doesn't know Star Wars because he's a
yeah,
fucking idiot.
even though in the
Do
next
you guys
movie,
get it? Because he's a little kid. Do you get it? Because he's young.
right?
He's
Because
young, so
nobody
he doesn't.
understood children at this
He
point.
doesn't.
Nobody
He
understood what a
doesn't.
16-year-old boy was like when I was
What?
16 years old and had seen
No one
every Star
understood
Wars
what a
movie.
16-year-old nerd was like.
That scene didn't look great.
Yeah,
Um,
I liked it conceptually though,
yeah, I love the
because
idea. It just doesn't look very good. Um, the Iron Man like HUD is so
they're fun.
good, and I'm sure we'll
I mean,
talk about it.
Jarvis, skin is full of balls.
Well, it's Friday at this point, but
Mm, it's true. Jarvis is a man now.
Jarvis is a robot who
Jarvis has,
just flew
has
through another
drip.
man.
Yeah.
Um, I remember that scene being like wild when I was younger too, like her just like turning sides. You ever seen a Willie O movie? But it's such a good design. Like,
Ah,
look at it.
it is. Yeah.
Just do it. You don't have to explain.
Right. I mean, it kind of does. It is sort of a, you know.
But it's such a
I get. I
cool
get.
design for
I get.
Iron
I get
Man's.
why he. It's like Empire when he lasted. But like, why not just go with like the classic like oh you do the table behind the guy and then the other one pushes him over, you know?
Or just
Because
say, hey, I'm going to lasso his legs, push him
right.
down.
Well, because he's young. He's young, so he has to not know thing that is old
Right. And
that
also,
people
Disney
remember.
owns Star Wars now, so we can talk about
Right.
it again.
Right, but he's young, but he's young, so he wouldn't know this thing that these other characters that are older, they would know, that he wouldn't know because he's young, because he's a young character.
Right.
And in case you didn't know, you as the audience need to know that he's young so that they
Right?
think
You're
about it.
done. I hate you. You're stupid. You stupid, stupid
Go
child.
home and watch Star Wars, you piece of shit.
Go home and watch Star Wars and become such a big fan in the next year that you build a Lego Death Star, stupid child.
And he did that.
Yeah.
That happened.
Or I'm going to call your aunt and tell her that I funded this vigilante operation with you. Also, I'm in favor of stopping vigilantes, but I'm going to make you one.
I'm gonna make this underage boy. I'm going to groom this poor teenage boy.
And I'm on Tony's side. Isn't that crazy?
For you, no.
In the
No,
tragedy, I'm on his side. I'm wanting him to 9/11 the Avengers.
Oh, didn't they kind of already?
Are they kind of already 9/11?
Well, they've had
They've had their fair share of 9/11s, yes.
right. Yeah, I mean I guess the obvious one would be the New York one because of the New
Oh yeah,
York of it
this is
all.
the thing that like sends Tony over the edge, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is
When it was his team's fault.
it was his teammates, and also like if that did that to a man in an Iron Man suit, what would it have
Imagine what it
done
would have done
to the man in just like a couple pieces of
a
armor?
man in
Like,
some
they
wings.
would have been obliterated.
Yeah.
And that was, yeah, again, that was his teammate doing that.
Right.
Also, sort of his creation,
Right.
half, though, kind of.
I mean,
Or
he
no,
made yeah,
fully,
fully.
fully, technically, yeah.
He uploaded Jarvis's brain just to stop.
Yeah, it's
No,
Jarvis
Ultron
and
made Vision, and
yeah,
then he uploaded
Jarvis.
Jarvis's brain.
Yeah,
God, the Vision suit's so good.
so cracked.
That scene was
Yeah,
in the trailer. That's another one of those floating head. His head just like
Well,
slightly
you know,
jerks off where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, not to say Tony wasn't justified throughout this movie, but he's a bitch for in
Well,
any
he's
way
dumb.
blaming Steve for that. Like I get, oh, my friend is paralyzed, I'm sad, and also plot device. We need
And
them to
also,
fight
his
and
friend killed my
whatever stuff.
parents.
Right. That is I guess the bigger one later on. That's
But
the
it's
bigger
it's
one. But
not
he was
even
already
that.
he was
It's
already mad enough
just
to be like they were bucking when he
right.
finds that out, you know.
Well,
His buck.
it's Tony is in the right in that the Avengers do probably need some kind of government oversight. He's in the wrong about everything else.
Right. Yeah.
And he's made it personal when it had no business being.
Yeah.
I talk about this Marvel movie like it's workplace. Like it's my own workplace drama. That is also a fair point. This is just your friend
True.
from 100 years ago.
Yeah, but it's also like his only friend from 100 years ago, and his best friend from
True.
100 years ago. You know,
Which, what
and
a
his
convenience.
boyfriend from 100. Yeah, you know that is, he really did luck out. Yeah, all the soldiers to get supered and hydra'd and Winter Soldiered. Like, yeah, it's a pretty big coincidence that it happened to be the best friend of
And his sidekick?
or Immortal.
God, those
Yes.
cape attachments are so cool.
And the cape itself is so cool.
Man, I'm such a fan of a designed cape.
Dude, yeah.
And it's symmetrical.
Yeah. And he's got that silly fucking comic gem diamond logo thing, and it doesn't look
It
fucking
doesn't
ridiculous.
look ridiculous.
It
Yeah.
looks just like a part of the suit, and it's cool.
God, this movie. And the costume
Not
design is
a-
probably the thing that this movie did best. Not that I think it did anything poorly other than being a Captain America movie.
Sure. And even in that sense, like it's I mean, it's a fine I don't know.
It's
It's not
just
a
a
Captain
silly
America.
thing
It's a
to complete
fine
this trilogy
Captain
with.
America story, sort of. It's just it feels like a very Captain America heavy Avengers movie.
You know what
Because
would
it
have
is.
been
Like, it is
cool?
a Captain America plot.
What
What's
would have
that?
been cool would be to do this movie in two parts and
Oh,
do Captain America Civil War and Iron Man Civil War as two movies.
true.
And you can focus on each
Yeah,
one's perspective and the build up and then have the fight scenes be pretty much the same but from different perspectives,
that would be, yeah.
but do
I mean, you
like
can even do it just as,
or even
like
like
you
time
can do
period
it
like
chronological. Yeah, like
yeah,
you
you could
could
do that
just
too.
be
But I'm thinking like
just a
the Tony
the
stuff where he
sequel is
finds
just
out the kid was in
right.
Sokovia, whatever. Like,
But even like extend this story, flesh out the Steve part. That's make that the first movie, and
right.
then you flesh out the like make the
You could even
Steve
go
Bucky
really in
stuff
detail on the
a
recruitment of the
thing,
teams.
right? Sure, but I'm thinking like make the Steve looking for Bucky, Bucky being wanted for supposedly assassin before the Sokovia Accords
Mm.
are but like that's part of a reason. Steve's already like he's already continuing his Winter Soldier arc. That's the majority of that movie. Then it ramps up MCU style, set up for the next one. That's the
You could
big.
even do it three
But maybe
parts.
maybe it ends. It's a
Well,
stretch. But
you could do that as the
maybe
Captain America. You could do an
but
Iron Man
I'm thinking
movie
like
and then
the
do an
civil
Avengers
or
movie
the
that's the full Civil War.
oh, sure, sure. I'm thinking like the airport battle that or a version of that would be the climax of the Captain America
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Like that's
but and then
that's
you
the
kind
big
of go
final
back a little
battle.
bit
But
and
then
still
yeah,
do it semi chronologically, and then
sure,
you
sure.
have
But you have
another
really
battle or
some
the airport
time.
battle again as the conclusion of the
And it's
Iron
probably
Man
really
movie.
interesting just us talking over each other. No one can understand. Yeah, for
And
sure.
yeah, and then you do an Avengers movie that's the full on
And
like
that's
Civil
yeah, that's
War.
then that can dive more into whatever the Civil War comic is
Right.
with
Who yeah, who
something. It's
knows?
it's it's much more about like you publicly putting your superhero identity out there and
Right,
something
something like
something. There's
that.
that one panel where Spider-Man takes off his mask
It's
and
very
everyone was like,
similar because I've read Civil War. It's very similar to
yeah,
this, where
I
it's
haven't
like
read it.
the
It's
Avengers
yeah, it's a very
need
similar concept. It's government
oversight. Yeah.
control, government oversight of
Well, you could
superheroes. Yeah.
also do that too. Like if you're doing kind of solo
And
movies,
I
you
yeah, I think the what I'm talking about with the like their identities, that is a part
yeah, it's part of it.
of this. It's just not the part that's focused on in this because
Right.
all their identities are already probably there's not really.
Yeah, well, they couldn't. Yeah,
I think
going
they
into
mentioned that
this, they couldn't
in
really do that
She-Hulk,
because there were
I think
no secret identities.
right.
Like that was one of the MCU's things. It was like the
Yeah, I think they
Smallville
have that
no Superman suit thing, where it
right.
was
I think they have
like
that She-Hulk. They mentioned the Sokovia Accords as a secret identity thing in
yeah.
one of her. She was doing
Well,
like
the
a court
MCU
case
just
with
didn't have secret
superhero.
identities at this point,
Right. Yeah.
so you can't really do that. Yo, is this the first appearance of the Raft?
I think so. Yeah, and it's sick.
Yeah, it's super cool. They keep coming back here. But no, I think that would have been like slow this story down. Like this is a phase. This is an entire MCU phase that they've crammed into a movie because they needed to get to Infinity War.
Right. True. Yeah.
And
They
that's
really, yeah, they should have. They should have, and like they, not to say they rushed to Infinity War because it was a
I
slow
mean it was at
burn.
least
They
10
built it up.
years.
Yeah, I mean they built it was. I mean it was 10 years of vague setup and then a couple of years of somewhat building towards it with
I
like
mean Guardians was
Guardian.
2014 though. Guardians was 2 years before this. You know what I
So
mean?
it was I guess 4 years of active because 2018 was or 2017 was Infinity War, one of
18
them.
was Infinity War, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
But I
ha,
mean,
ha,
the first Avengers movie
whatever.
sets up.
It had him, yeah, and I guess it had aliens. He was technically the main villain of
Yeah,
it
I
because
mean
he
that's the thing. Like, I'm
saw, and
not
it
saying they knew what they were doing the
not
whole
Josh
time because they.
Brolin. the end. No, of course not. They probably did have grander plans to stretch it out further to
I mean,
whatever.
that's what they're trying to do now these days. Am I right?
Well, but yeah, I think I definitely think that the Civil War of it all could have been stretched to, yeah, at least three movies, even because this was like the Daredevil show was going on, maybe
Yeah.
even just like they could have, had they done a better job with, and there was probably some rights issues there too, but tying those together with the secret
Well, they were
identities,
supposed to be the
legal stuff.
Daredevils. The
I mean,
Netflix
the
shows were
Daredevil
supposed to
stuff,
be in
yeah,
continuity.
they're technically,
They're
I
not
mean,
anymore,
I
but
think
they
now
were.
that they're on Disney Plus and with the Born Again, and I think they're probably back in
I read
canon.
something. I think only Daredevil is.
Well, sure, probably Punisher too, because he's
Yeah,
back.
he's in it. Yeah.
At least it'll be like, I don't know, probably like what, like James Gunn's gonna do with Peacemaker, where it'll be like, yeah, it's
Parts
canon
of
if
it. Yeah.
it's explicitly, yeah, but uh
Ross looks awesome in that shot.
yeah, he looked hard as shit. I'm glad you thought that as well. He was dope looking.
But yeah, I really think they could have made in like instead of because they kind of did Ultron as like half a phase. Let's move on. Because
Sure.
Loki, like if you think of Phase 1 of the MCU, Loki was kind of the
Yeah,
main villain.
Ultron was what he needed to be. He was more of like a setup villain. Like
Right.
he was building to the Civil War plot line.
Right. They could have
It was
stretched.
Tony's paranoia, his paranoia manifest, his anxiety, whatever.
But even then,
It's
Ultron could have been the
fun.
setup for that.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, no, and it still would have. Oh, I remember this fucking hard ass scene with the rain and the and the helicopter and
Right.
the Iron Man suit and the rain and the heli and the.
But yeah, I mean, it's no use for. But also, I say all that. This is a great movie.
No, it is.
It's a
Yeah,
bad Captain America movie, but who cares? Because it's so cool, and part of that is nostalgia for sure. But
sure. Yeah, but
I mean, I was 16 years old watching that. Like,
God, dude,
it's so
so
cool.
sick,
We should
man.
do not next because I want to do something not MCU. I don't know what we're gonna do next,
Right.
but
Yeah.
we should do Iron Man sweep at some point too.
Oh, for sure.
So how
I think, yeah,
T'Challa,
I think Iron Man sweep and
Thor,
be very for Thor. Sure,
just
sure.
just first like Thor trilogy. We could do all four of them, but we could just do the trilogy.
Yeah, yeah, probably just the trilogy, but who
Yeah,
knows? Man?
I mean at that point it's one more movie.
I mean, we also don't have to do it as sweeps. We could just like,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true. Just spread them out,
you know, my life a movie. You
right?
know,
Right.
was this the reference to memories we had in our shared youth?
That we haven't seen.
This is
We've
this
seen
is reference
we've
to
seen
yeah,
you
friend.
shoot people for me, and that's about it. And you beat up those thugs in the alley.
And um, he called him stupid,
Right on a doorstep.
but in a funny way though. It
Right.
was, I don't remember it, but it was something silly. It was like,
This will be us in
it's like
another
you're
life,
dumb, but
Dan.
nah,
This will
you
be us when we're both frozen in time.
true. This yeah, when we both get frozen and then wake up in the fucking in
100 years
20
in the
in 20
future.
in fucking 21 whatever.
2120.
Sure, yeah.
What are they going to call that? Probably 2120.
Yeah, probably that.
Yeah. I heard a theory. This has absolutely nothing to do with the movie, but I'm just going to talk about it because it's fun to talk
Or
about. I heard
yeah.
this guy his theory as to why time seems like it's moving quicker, because that's a thing, like a kind of a universal feeling. Everybody feels like, oh, time's moving quicker.
Sure.
Is
Yeah.
because we've quit defining time in terms of decades and we've started defining it in terms of generations. So like we talk about Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Millennial instead of the 2010s, 2020s, whatever. And he thinks that that universal
Yeah.
language has shifted the way that we conceive time because there's some studies that back that up or whatever, and it's very fascinating.
Yeah, man, I'll take your word for that.
Because we don't really call now the 20s. We
Manchurian
call it,
candidate.
you know, we're just, it's
Right.
2025.
Yeah. Well, we still. It's because we still. I mean, we still call the, you know, the 20s that was 100 years ago the 20s.
Right.
Like,
Well, that's kind of his point. Like we've done that, and we have very accessible history from then, whereas in the 1920s they didn't have accessible
right. They
history from
didn't.
the
The
1820s.
1820s wasn't so well known about that. It was just casually referred to as the
Right.
20s. Yeah.
And there were some studies where like basically there are languages where they view time. I'm trying to remember this off dome, and it's not
Their
easy.
language
Um
sounds different,
Well, no,
which is
there are languages where they
fucked up,
view
dude. Like,
like
no,
they view the future as behind
think
them.
about that. Think about that though. There are languages that don't sound like ours, and you can't understand them, and they're just different.
Correct.
That's
But
fucked up, man. What
there are
the fuck?
languages where when they refer to things that are going to happen, like they say it's behind them.
Okay.
And so like when they talk about it,
Fucking
they'll point
idiots.
backwards. Like in their hand language, whereas we would point forwards to talk about like, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna XYZ. And so his argument is that like the way we talk about time influences the way that we understand it. It's
So
very fascinating.
how do the bozos that talk about the future like it's behind them as how do they perceive time?
That's just how they perceive it. Like they perceive that time is going
But
backwards
how
instead of
does
forwards.
but how does that like affect them though? Like how does that
Well,
affect
it doesn't, other than the
their
fact that
view of
because their
time
language
passing?
suggests that,
You
that's
know?
how they see it, which isn't a problem. But when we see language as generations instead of decades, we see big chunks instead of small chunks. So time seems to move faster to us. That's his argument. You're too high to comprehend this, I think.
No, I think I just don't, or I just don't view time that way. Maybe I just don't see it in generations like that.
Mm.
You know, I mean, I don't know when uh Gen Sigma or whatever like started. You know,
Alpha,
like those kids. Yeah, those kids could be fucking.
I think
They could be
2013.
10 or they could be fucking like 5. I don't know.
I think
It could be
13 is
2. I don't.
when Alpha started. Because Gen Z is
Okay, so up to 12
97
then.
to 2012 or something.
It's
Gen
crazy. The
Beta
post
just
started
started
this
this
generation.
year.
Come on, there's a whole new one, man. Shit.
Yeah, my child is going to be a
What
beta.
they ain't got Gen Sigma yet? Where's that one?
That's what I'm saying,
Where's
bruh.
Sigma, man? Shit.
What was the point of that blocking of that scene? Just cutting off half of Steve's face just for that one little shot? Oh man, the
Uh,
quality of the video they're watching got much better.
crazy, right?
I
It's
bet this
you know,
reveal
the
went
Stark
crazy
AI
in the in the movie theater
Yeah,
because
probably.
they haven't revealed it yet. Like this is the reveal
Yeah.
that the person in that car was Tony's parents.
I mean, it kind of seemed like I don't remember if I
I
like
don't either.
got it or assumed it, but it kind of seems like I should have, right? Like it
Well, they set up Tony and his parents, and they set up Bucky as
wasn't.
this car wreck separately. I don't know.
Yeah, but they were. I feel like they were like they were back to back, and maybe it's just that, like, yeah, I know that they're the same thing.
That's what I'm
So it
thinking.
seems like he's like, it's like, oh, my parents died after you just saw this scene of people getting killed by this assassin character.
There was admittedly the opening action sequence between
I
those
guess,
two.
yeah, it was, yeah.
I like Tony's little turtleneck underneath his
I think it's just his suit.
It's like fabric looking.
Well, yeah, no, I think like his actual like suit and tie that he was wearing before.
Oh,
Maybe not tie.
maybe. I don't
Maybe it
think
was.
so. It looks like it
Well, but
wraps
he
all
was.
the way
I mean, he was
around.
wearing just like he was wearing just maybe it was a turtleneck and I wasn't paying attention, but he was wearing just clothes when he did the
Right, when he did
I keep
the
wanting to
it
say
is on top of his
elevator when
suit,
it's
yeah.
clearly a helicopter. I don't know why my brain keeps saying elevator, but like that's technically an accurate description of a helicopter
Right. It
because it
goes up.
elevates, but it's not the
It
right word.
elevates you,
Yeah, it is a thing that elevates, so it
right?
is. Yeah, but yeah, the helicopter thing.
Okay, here's a question. If this is an Avengers movie, could you
If this
do
is
this
an
movie
Avengers level threat.
could you do this movie without Zemo?
Yeah, but you shouldn't. One of the movies should be like his. He should be the main villain of. Or
Yeah,
are you
but I
saying
mean
what
like
wasn't Avengers
specifically like this part here at the end where Zemo's revealing all the stuff to them.
um
Zemo just feels like such a non sequitur in this.
either I think either remove him altogether or make him a bigger villain, like make him much like because he is like he's sort of the architect of why the Avengers are fighting, but barely. Like they were already gonna
Right.
fucking kill each other.
Well, if you did it 3 movies, you make Iron Man the villain of the Captain America movie, you make Captain America the villain of the Iron Man movie, and then Zemo the Avengers villain.
Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah. You don't reveal until like halfway through the Avengers one that Zemo was actually architecting and pulling the strings and
Right.
and making them want to fight each other. And of course, they're still gonna be they actually did want to fight because they both wanted to have sex with Bucky or whatever.
Right.
Is that how
The Mysterio thing, but you do it for real where it's like a
right?
flashback and he's just there in the crowd or something.
Sure. Yeah. God, it's
But
just
yeah,
so hard.
in this movie, yeah, that's awesome.
Fucking just eyeball that shit.
It does just feel like kind of nothing that Zemo's in this.
Right. Yeah.
God, that's a hard line too.
It is. Yeah.
Bucky really kind of, and I know there's no
That
way,
that
like he's
that
not a
that
main
made
character.
me remember the only, somewhat memorable and interesting part of the him and Falcon show. Maybe there was more, but I remember the him, like,
I mean, there's
he
Falcon's
he
suit.
he became yeah, there's Falcon suit, and even, like, their buddy cop dynamic and some of the plot and action, whatever, I don't care, I don't remember or care to remember, but I
Right.
remember Bucky became, like, old man drinking buddies with it was like the dad of some
Oh yeah, one of
he
the
had
people
he
he
had killed, and it
killed.
was fucking depressing as shit. Because first he's just like, oh, they're just he's friends with this old guy because he's an old guy, and they're both like old,
Right.
and he's an awkward old man. He's awkward to this waitress. Classic old dude.
Right.
But then it's because he killed his son.
God, that's cool.
So sick. He just jumping the fuck out of him too, man.
I do just like I kind of feel like Bucky, and he's never like he wasn't designed to be a main character. That's the poster shot. That's awesome
True.
though.
It's the end of the trailer shot.
Um,
I
Bucky
do
was never designed to be a main character, but I do feel
sure.
like he just kind of got sidelined.
Yeah.
And this is the movie where he shines the most. Like,
He was so clearly set up to be Captain America.
yeah, but so was Sam. They were both set up to be Captain America.
Damn, so it should have been him. And also he's not black.
Right. I do like that Black Panther has claws on his toes. I don't know if you caught
Yeah,
that.
I did. No, I that I'm familiar with that suit's detail.
I'm
I
familiar with
know
his
all
toes.
about his toes, bro. Who do you
God,
think you're talking?
the
Such
padding on
a
that
cool
suit. It's
suit,
so
man.
built,
It's so
and it's
it's so
also
jointed. It's such a good use of seemingly unnecessary like suit MCU suit
Well,
detailing
what I was about to say is it doesn't feel like
first.
just an
It
MCU
doesn't feel
suit.
like that, yeah, like it I mean, ultimately it is. I'm sure there's like, oh, there's some reason it's like, oh, it's tribal patterns or
And
whatever.
looking back in this
It's
era,
okay.
none of them did because they hadn't found just like
Right, 'cause there wasn't a single MCU style, you know? There was a style to the Captain America suits, there was a style to the Iron Man suits, there was a style to the Thor suits,
right.
and they all were, slightly different to sell toys,
And some of that's still true. Like as much
sure,
crap
yeah,
as the MCU
they
gets.
have all know that I'd say the Sam Falcon suit is the same style as the as either the Falcon suit or
It's
the
it's
Captain America suit.
similar to
It's
the Captain
similar. It
America
is
suits.
it is similar, but it feels more like that
Generic.
the current, yeah, MCU generic, like,
I
you
think
know,
Captain
over
Marvel is the
designed
one that
vest.
really kind of earned
Yeah,
that
for sure.
because
Which
it
sucks
just
'cause
feels like a
I do
mix of
like the Captain
everything.
Marvel suit. Like, it's not I know it's not great, but it is like, I don't know,
No, it's fun.
it's nice. It's just,
It was just the first one that really felt like just an MCU suit. And then the Eternal, for all the hate that Eternals gets as a movie, the suits were great.
yeah, but they didn't look that great. They were like, I don't know. Sometimes they look good, but they were also like fully CGI, I think.
Were they? I don't think so.
At least like half of them were,
Maybe.
or at least they were half of the time, and they
I'm also
looked
of the
it.
minority of people who likes Eternals.
Yeah, I remember wanting to like it, but I was just so bored the whole time. I
It is a
fell
little
asleep
boring, but I liked them slowing
twice.
things down and just doing
Yeah,
something.
I mean, I probably would have liked it if it was slow and interesting. It just wasn't.
Mm.
It wasn't really. I just think
I
there
liked
was like
Paperboy.
I liked Paperboy and I liked Game of Thrones guy
Right.
the
Kit
one normal
Harrington.
dude, yeah. But I just feel like they didn't do enough with the concept of them being these, immortal
Well, that's
people
the
that
thing. The
live
problem
in
with
society.
Eternals
They're
is
just like, oh,
just
they're just, here and whatever. Fucking mollywopping his
the problem
ass.
with Eternals is where were they when Thanos attacked, you know?
True. Yeah, it's the problem with any, you know,
Anyone you introduce now that's been around for an
oh, they've
eternity.
always been there. It's like, yeah, what the
Yeah.
fuck were they doing, man?
Even Captain Marvel, which I guess she showed
Right.
up, but
Well, that they explained, oh, she's just there's other stuff in the universe, and she's just
which like
protecting the
what?
universe. But yeah, of course. I mean, all the other planets and the like, Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah,
and
but
whatever.
Thanos was on Earth destroying half the life in the universe. What more needs your attention?
Uh, I don't know. Maybe there was like a oil spill or something. It's like a um.
Shang-Chi, that's another example of like just an MCU suit.
mm,
Oh, I remember This Is Sick, where he just drops it.
yeah.
Ah, like that would have been a great ending to the second of the two Civil War movies that leads up
Right.
to the third
Yeah.
one. But like, because kind of now watching this movie, it does feel like okay, we've seen a little conflict. Now the conflict has built to a bubbling point. Now we're gonna get to see
Right.
the
It
battle.
definitely feels like, yeah, there should have been a big fight after this,
Right.
There should have been a whole movie's worth of build up to a big fight
I mean,
after
Kevin
this.
Feige should have hired me. You know,
I'm saying, bro, shit. Look like Toby Maguire.
Zab. Was he introduced in this movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's in Black Panther. He was like supposed to be the new Coulson, I think.
Oh, you mean Hobbit?
Right, Martin
I
Freeman,
thought you meant
yes.
Zemo. He may have been.
He was in a
Maybe I
couple
don't.
MCU
Or
movies.
was he in? Was he in last week, Winter Soldier? Oh,
I don't think so. I don't remember
we
him.
would have. Yeah, we probably would have said
Yeah,
something.
we probably would have called him the Hobbit. Probably would have made
Yeah,
one Wilfred joke.
we would have talked about how he looks like a mouse. Maybe haven't
Right.
mentioned that
He
he
does
looks a
look
lot
like a
like a
mouse.
mouse. Yeah.
So it's really not that horrible, I guess, that Rhodey lost the feeling in his
Right. Yeah. It's
legs.
crazy how like being a rich billionaire with access to like super robotics, the biggest robotics brand in on Earth in this universe.
Formerly the
It's like
biggest
wow,
weapons
what do
brand on
you
Earth during the height of America's modern
do? World
warfare.
War. Yeah, wild. But yeah, boo hoo hoo. My friend got paralyzed by my own teammate. Fucking bitch ass.
See, that's the bit like tag the Accords at the end of the last movie.
Right.
Like that's when they're presented, and he's like, "Yeah, we." Rhodey's like, "Yeah, we really need these Accords. I don't have feeling in my legs anymore." You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm paralyzed from the waist down. My name is what was the first actor
Emmy
who played
Emmy
Rhodey?
Award winning actor Terrence Howard.
Yeah. You remember that?
Oh yeah, this is when every Stanley cameo had to be like be
He had to speak. I remember when he
it had,
didn't
well, not just
speak.
talk. He had to be witty and quippy and Stanley is so funny. I do miss his cameos though.
I do.
Rest
Rest
in
in
peace,
peace.
little old man.
Give him to Deadpool.
It should be Deadpool with the Stanley glasses and the Stanley mustache, and he's doing a Stanley impression. He goes, "Haha, I'm just kidding. I'm Ryan Reynolds, and I like shooting people, and I say curse words and have sex because I'm Deadpool." Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, man.
God, I
Kevin
hate that
Feige's so
idea
high on
so
me.
much.
It's so bad. And Deadpool is that where the and then Deadpool walks in comes from?
I think so. Yeah.
Trying so hard with Josh one time to figure out where
I think it's
the
that.
then Deadpool walks
I
in
just hate
came
that
from.
idea because it feels disrespectful to
Right.
Stan Lee, and Deadpool just gets on my nerves outside of his movies, which I like Deadpool in his
Yeah.
movies.
Right. I mean, yeah, Deadpool in his movies is fun because it's a Deadpool movie and it's
Right.
it's the Deadpool walks in. But yeah, I think it's just I just don't like.
See, this would be this right here. We've really fixed a lot of the
Right.
later MCU's problems.
We did.
This right here is
It's
really cool
awesome.
as an ending to the Captain America side of Civil War.
Right. Oh my goodness. Captain America broke his teammates out. The face, man. God,
It's
I love Anthony
crazy.
Mackie
It's crazy
so hard.
that happened right as he was reading the letter. Right as Tony was reading the letter, the break-in happened. So Steve had to time it perfectly. Oh man, what a great
That's why he got his close personal friend Stanley to deliver it for him.
right.
He's
Skip
one
ahead
of the
to after. Oh,
Watchers.
there's a mid credits. I need to.
Isn't that Stanley is like a it's like a Watcher because of that one Guardians of the Galaxy
I don't think
cameo?
so.
No, that was a thing. He was
No, it was
he
a
was
thing.
with
Yeah,
the
it was in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Yeah, he's a watcher.
yeah, that's what I'm
I thought you
saying.
meant the after credits of this movie.
Right. No, no, I'm saying like overall Stanley as a character throughout the MCU to tie into to
Right.
him helping out Captain America with his little timing
Right, with
gimmick.
this little timing letter to breaking
Yeah.
his friends out of prison. So silly. I
Yeah.
like it though.
I really like these silly credits
I'm
with
a
the
big
shadow
fan. These might be
making
my
making the stylized little fucking
yeah,
like it
it's
had the
awesome.
wings and the stars and the arrows and the whatever the fuck that.
It's her power, man.
Yeah, but in shadow form, it just looks like fucking shit.
Yo, see, like
That
that's cool.
so hard
Is this
though.
my No, it's
Finger,
surely
like,
it's not my favorite. The first Avengers credits were awesome.
Martin Freeman's was just a Wu-Tang logo. What the fuck? What the
Oh,
fuck?
it's a sick title card too.
Yeah, it's such a classic.
The little,
Oh, I remember this one. This
yeah.
is little nub.
His
Yeah, before we got the
Yamicon,
cool
his
gold
nub.
one. Yeah. Man, I remember this being hype too when this
Yeah.
pans out and it,
His wig's pretty great in this movie too.
Daddy needs his nappy nap. Man, he got that shit on,
Yeah, he
dude.
does. God, Chadwick Boseman's awesome,
So
dude.
hard, dude.
On it pans out, and this is the first time we saw
Like, yeah, this
Wakanda.
is
Yeah,
the reveal. Black Panther, so sick,
so
too.
sick, man. All right, let's skip to the very end because I'm sure there's something else.
You gotta be, yeah.
Because it's a marble. Or maybe not. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, it has to be.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
Spider-Man. Yeah.
The lens flare. Oh, he's from Brooklyn.
Get it?
Because it was a giant. It was an actual giant. It was like actually.
God, but this, man, back in 2016, this
Yeah,
was the
you remember
coolest
back in the
thing.
day, dude? Shit, man. God, shit's so hard.
It's also very funny of Tony to design this little
So
projection,
goofy.
whatever, and he does it with his version of the Spider-Man suit, not Peter's. He's like, yeah, your version sucked. I made it look cool.
Yeah, because he made the one that's the comic one. That's the comic book. That's the comic book.
All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Semi Pro. I don't know what we're watching next week. We'll watch